Welcome, viewers, to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Free. Now, today I am going to talk about NoFap, the superpowers, and what they really are. Now, first off, what are superpowers when you are on NoFap? Now, guys on NoFap, many guys experience superpowers such as girls madly approaching them, such as suddenly becoming intensely more social, or such as physically their muscles start growing in a way that they never experienced before, their voice change, and there are also stories of how people suddenly get greeted and treated with a greater sense of respect. And then there will be cynics and doubters and skeptics who will think this is just some hogwash, that it is impossible, that this is some bullshit. Then on the other hand, there are people who are so fanatical with this concept that they believe that simply going on NoFap will change their entire life. So here are some of my thoughts on this issue. First off, let me talk about what is not the cause of this superpower. Now, it is not the accumulation of sexual energy and some elusive energy and vibration that somehow is the word. I don't know how, somehow causes people to be drawn to you. Don't falsely assume that NoFap will simply change your vibes and that you need to do nothing. That suddenly the energy you give off is different, so people will treat you differently even if you keep your mouth shut and you do nothing. You do nothing and suddenly people will hurl themselves at you. That goes against the principle of perception. That is to say, what you perceive visually and visibly will change the way you feel about something, and therefore it is not somehow your vibe changing, and then you look at the same person, and then this person suddenly feels so much more attractive. But then what is it? What then is the true cause that explains some of these superpowers? Here are they. Now, first off, let's understand what the real benefits of NoFap are. First off, semen retention allows you to retain key nutrients that are recycled by your body. And the huge change over here is not so much the changing of your vibe, which is very unspecific, but rather the huge change is in your micro expression, your change in physiology, through changes in your hormones, through changes even in your nutrients level. So what are micro expressions? They are split-second reactions and emotions on your face that reveal the true state of your mind. For example, have you ever seen a guy smiling but just feel so weirded out by his creepiness? If you do, and if you have seen such a guy who's like smiling but then you can feel that it's so fake and nauseating, basically his smile, that stern smile that represents nothing but a front that is fake, is a macro expression, something that you can consciously control. While behind that macro expression of a smile, it could be fear, it could be nervousness, it could be discomfort, and this is expressed through micro expressions which we human beings prefer and would more likely read. In this case then, NoFap will cause your base state to become calmer, more self-assured, and therefore when people see you in this new state, the same you seems to exude more confidence, but it's not so much that your vibe has changed. It is that now comfortably the micro expressions that you portray to people, which needs to be visible, is now portraying calmness, confidence, and therefore when people see that, they start to treat you differently. So don't go imagining that you will somehow have some superpowers to attract someone 1,000 miles away from you to suddenly enter into your life. It won't happen, and even if it does, it is this thing called coincidence. But rather, with this new set of base state, this micro expression change, this calmness that you feel when you go out and interact with people, the superpowers get emitted in the sense that now you are calmer, you are less likely to be phony and anxious, and you are now better able to express your true person to people. And even if there's some conflict and you just don't like the person in front of you, you are now more true to yourself, because on NoFap you feel a greater sense of strength and willingness to assert yourself. Let me just give you an analogy. Now, just imagine your body is like a car, a sports car, a normal sedan, whatever. NoFap prevents your fuel from leaking out through ejaculation. And so now when you are always on full fuel because nothing is leaking out, you will be willing and able to accelerate and go the extra mile. So NoFap even changes the very make of your car by physically altering your brain and using the analogy, the outside of your car, a physical change in your car, not just the fuel, the very neurons, the very dopamine receptors that are in your brain. But the point is this: even if you are given the best car, with the best fuel, but if you refuse to drive the car and learn how to master and control this car and take action after action after action and just move it, you will not cover any distance. I repeat, you will not cover any distance. There is no point in having a better state of confidence, a better state of calmness, and then choose to do nothing about it because your mentality has become passive, because you think that NoFap will attract anything and everything into your life. That is a fatal mindset. Don't ever fall into that kind of a mindset. NoFap is simply the start of your growth journey, not the be all and end all. So don't ever stop moving forward. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that with this new superpower, everything in my life will be easy. It won't, but it will become easier to do the same thing. And if it's easier to do the same thing, you can now, with the same effort that you used to put in the past, tackle more difficult situations in your life. Now, I hope you like this video. If you do, like it, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you again.